Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 3 with Black Ice 10.33. Still getting a bunch of questions, though for some reason my about doing this install and wanting some help with it. I know for some reason and I can't find the original person who linked it. YouTube is not good with links that go off site. Go to the Paradox forum for Black Ice for Hearts of Iron 3. That's my best answer for general stuff. Why your particular thing isn't working, things didn't work right. You didn't install it correctly. Excuse me. The download got corrupted. That's happened to me. Something went wrong. I don't know what it is. So follow follow the instructions. Currently, there are problems with TRE that the big ones can all be fixed, either in the TRE thread or in the GGA thread, or both of them has simple instructions on how to fix them. And yes, I am quite honestly at this point mostly just being lazy and not repackaging TRE for your release. Okay, now all that being said, and I'm sure most of you who ask for help have subscribed, but just everybody, please subscribe to the channel. It really, really, really helps. Okay. I am trying something out with my old computer, but we're going to, with this submarine batteries, we're going to let this clock go for about as long as maybe we have. We're going to switch over to direct fire unit, command and control, and then we're going to fire on the second. The Treaty of Munich. We gain 2 in descent here. Okay. The original Treaty of Munich was signed on September 30th, a couple of days before. But back on September 13th, after internal violence and disrupting of Czechoslovakia, Chamberlain asked Hitler for a personal meeting to try to avert the war. I will make a, like I did for Austria, make an episode that we do a deep dive on this coming in the near future. So look out for that to come. Excuse me. Just started talking today here. Been up for hours, really, but... okay, and then Chamberlain arrives in Bag. So he goes, sees Chamberlain... Chamberlain arrives in Bad Goldesburg, for further talks with Hitler over the crisis in Munich. Hitler told the French ambassador, "My good friend Benito Mussolini has asked me to delay for 24 hours the marching orders of the German army," and I agreed, of course. So Neville Chamberlain there, Benito Mussolini there, Edward Daladier there, and Count Ciano, the foreign minister of Italy. And there's Hitler, of course. Will it be peace or war? You have an 80% chance peace for a time. We'll go into more of that, or the crisis. Okay, peace for a time. So no war. Now we gained up, because we gained up a huge amount of dissent through some of those events. Because we're really pushing a crisis that, hey, it's probably not too big of a deal if we just go to war with Czechoslovakia, but still it's a war. Bad things happen in war. And the last war Germany was involved with, it lost massively, World War I. At least, because I say massively, and it did. But, it also had its victories. But even those cost lives of the German people. So the German people are nervous, and if this goes into becoming a war with France and Britain, could not be, or could be a not a good thing. Okay, the Treaty of Munich, Sudetenland to Germany, Hitler's entrance there. Okay, so now that is phew. War averted. Good thing. Now we still have a fair amount of dissent, so we are. Well, we're not having much, so let's do a little bit of adjusting here. Okay. Let's up this. Let's up, because I knew I was going to pull this down. We want to try to get this back down fairly quickly. Oh no, I didn't want 40. There we go. There we go. So, okay. Yeah, and let's go for one big, huge, honking set of planes. I mean, it's a squadron. And so a lot of excuse me. So a lot of still disruption happens when you bring in the Sudeten Germans into Germany, and we'll need a fair amount. And that's sort of what I look at having this here now, is spending the money to integrate Sudeten Germany into the rest of Germany. And we're going to let fighter ground control continue. Now that should also get us some more, maybe not a lot. Guess just there for more ICs. That's 3 then. Okay, let's see what we can do for trading purposes. Soviet Union. Okay, they got money, really want supplies. And of course, at this point, if it ever was, but Czechoslovakia becomes undefendable. Okay, float plane focus, yes. I guess we're going to continue to move over to training. Brazil, no, we don't want to. Okay, submarine engines advance. Very good, but that will allow us to now research better long-range submarines. Okay. Quite sure why we're down so much by coal, but okay, installation security. Never been quite sure exactly what this does. So if you guys have an explanation, maybe I've heard it before, but I don't remember it right offhand. I just researched it because I figure I should. Not that I know what or why particularly. let's come back down here. We got, okay. Armor unit meaning. Okay, now we're back to massively positive here. Okay, okay, so we're basically, if we, because we're going to eventually get Czechoslovakia, or Bohemia, shall we say. Thank you, very loud motorcycle. In which we'll push up, and we don't want to go over 640, I think it is. Or is it 680? 640 or 680 before the end of 1939. So, yeah, if we jump up in laws or anything significantly, we're going to bust the bubble. What I think we will do here is, let's go with an infantry regiment. Medium artillery, anti-tank, reconnaissance. Engineers, force transport, and divisional headquarters. So that's just your basic sort of standard division. Let's put a couple of those into production. Oops, in the queue at least. Italy, Italy. Yes, you may have fuel. I guess that's converting fuel over to, or coal over to oil or something. Okay, so 19. Let's see, can we trade? Yes, we can trade, but first we want to trade with the Soviet Union for steel. Buy. And it's getting awfully low, and this is fairly cheap. Okay, yeah, we'll take the American offer as well. Finland, money, rare materials, okay. Okay, form the 15th Army Corps Motorization HQ, sure. Did that show up in Berlin? Probably. No, down here. Okay. Cool. Papa Hoth. Okay. Papa Hoth. Nice. Do we start to put our Panzer Corps under Papa Hoth? Oh. So we don't have to find them later on. Heavy artillery. Modern SA commander. Yeah, you can just replace. Don't really care about that. There we go. At least starting to build. Oh yeah, we need to find and no, I just, for various reasons, haven't done as much as I should with all of that. Let's move you over here east, because I think we're going to go east first. think there's been a motorized or semi-motorized. Well, he's been put under that core. Maybe we'll leave that. I don't know. Okay, we're starting to build up steel. We want a lot of steel just for when big things like, hey, build the West Wall events, which still are coming. Realize this. We've got the early ones that give pillboxes, but not the proper fortresses. Czechoslovakia is mobilizing for some stupid reason. Not because stupid because we might decide to take a big chunk of it. Stupid because what can you do at this point? Now this Lisch division did exist from Austria. Here's Truppen. Well, or something out of this. Did light, okay, there's probably this. Though it also had some armored cars. The tanks were the CV-33s. The little Italian, they were Italian made. We give them money for crude oil. No, thank you. They're little Italian made tankettes that didn't have a turret on it, just two little machine guns. Now they put on, I think it was Schwarzloses, and maybe only just one Schwarzlose instead of two for the Austrian version. And so, you know, I think Germany gave away the armored cars, or the tankettes to like Hungary or somebody eventually. The SS ended up with the armored cars, which were okay-ish. Small numbers of those. Okay, no longer get money for supplies. Okay, can we... Okay, they... There have 950. Okay, that's fairly close. Now I know that the sort of general version of canceled of Black Ice now has you paying for things like troops, paying the salaries of troops, and I just can't see that as being should be in the game. I'm seeing, yeah, we got plenty of money here, but you have improved our abilities in special forces. What is the Soviet Union? Not oh, we don't have enough money to pay for our troops, so we have to demobilize. No, they just print more money or something, same as the Nazis would do. I just don't think it should be a concern of any of the players in the game. Do we have enough money for, paying for stuff? I just don't agree that it's a good idea. Japan. Crude oil. Okay, well, I guess if they want to sell us crude oil, we'll do it. A little bit. No. Mountain unit training advanced. Okay, I think that is special forces. Down here. Okay, so let's stop that for now. Well, we might as do military police right now. Let's just save this. Very good. Yes, this is our non-aggression pact with Switzerland is going off. They are going to attack us. I'm not planning on attacking them at this time. I have learned you do with if you support the Swiss Nazis, you will get some benefits upon taking over Switzerland as Germany. I used to not do that because I didn't, mostly playing historical. I mean, that would be the biggest reason. And not getting enough of a benefit out of taking it, I thought, and whatnot. So, okay. That I don't think is a bug. It's just whatever. And so didn't do it. But, Italy ends up guarding this border very heavily later in the game and not guarding other places. So I think just for gameplays, AI Italy taking over Switzerland after the fall of France kind of thing is a good idea now. I don't like doing it, but I think I will be doing it. Okay, double hangers. I'm not exactly sure what double hanger. I understand the words, and there were a few aircraft carriers that had a very tall hangar. I know, and so what? And I don't know how official the policy was, or was it just a wartime expediency? One was a British carrier I know, and one was an American, and maybe a few other American ones as well. That they would disassemble aircraft and literally hang them from the ceiling so that they would be sort of flush there. So obviously, the wings are off the aircraft, the tail's off. There's a lot of work to be done to put them up. But if you've taken, operational losses, whether, crashing on landing or ditching in the ocean, and you're recovering the pilots, or just even having a few extra pilots on board, in case a few guys are shot down, and whether the pilot survives or not may not always be the real issue. It may be more an issue of getting them back to the carrier. Okay, well, we're going to stop that for now. So they might not just have the, pilots rescued by a submarine or something, and it's not getting back to the carrier. Okay. Study for yes, we want the naval HQs and prepare the military administration of conquered lands. Okay. Wehrmacht Verwaltung Bestelzer Gebiet. Okay, during World War II, the Nazis created military-led regimes in occupied territories. These differed from the Reich commissariats, which were led by the Nazi Party officials. Military administrations led by the military. Yes. So we want to prepare for this. That will be very, very useful as when time comes. Okay, so we just got that here. Marine Group and Commando Ost. So let's put that under the Kriegsmarine. And we just got a fleet command here, I gather. Again, not terribly sure what. There are uses for these things later on in the game. We'll just move you up to Saturn. So there we go. We have Commander of the U-boats, which I'm going to place all the U-boats under. Commander for the Ost Sea or East Sea, which is my understanding is what the Germans called the Baltic. At least for this, the North Sea or Nord Sea or North Sea. Command, and so Marine Group and Commando Ost. How is this different than OC? I don't know. Ost East, yes. I don't know. Maybe it's. I don't know. I don't know. Not sure how it's different. Now, my understanding is if you lose some of these command units here, you do take hits from like national morale or national unity and whatnot. So you don't want to just get rid of these guys. You might very well want to place flak and anti-tank units in other divisions, but or heavy artillery, but I'm mostly use them as reserve, port occupation kind of duties. Okay, interception tactics. Let's take a quick look. Okay, all the way to 39, and we could research quickly some other. Okay, let's do fighter ground crew. Okay, good thing. Well, we had some of the other. We've pushed the other direction. Okay. Buying a lot of oil from various sources. Destroyer escort specialization advanced. Fleet being done, but I think that is down here. Okay, yeah, we want to stop that. And we can go with destroyer crew training. Also helps out with all the other small boats and small ships. Okay, looks maybe enough. Okay, USA still has a lot of money coming in. Soviet Union has a little. Let's see if we can sell them. Just again, because we're trying to move more of our commerce to the Soviet Union. Better to deal with them. But hey. See, I'm just thinking, it is. I still remember long ago. Well, if you really liked Hearts of Iron 3, you've got that. Podcat. He worked on the latter stages of this game, I know. I don't think the early stages. And, was sort of the main creative element behind Hearts of Iron 4. The lead developer was Johan. Or whatever, but I was just thinking about trade once the big war kicks off, and how on Hearts of Iron 4 now we can pick a sea region like English Channel, say just never go there, and another region you can say only go there, or don't go there if you can avoid it. So like if I assign ships, yeah, you go there, but if you can sail around it, especially commerce ships, you go around it, so that we could sort of like say, yeah, don't go into the North Sea, just send all of, or none of your trading, because you will lose like a lot of ships or something, as convoys would be going through the English Channel, or skirting around Britain here, instead of like saying, yeah, block off this area, but go, skirt the coast of Norway, go north of Iceland, and then to the U.S., to try to continue trading or something like that. I love that in Hearts of Iron 4, and that just never coming to Hearts of Iron 3 is some of that stuff is why I keep playing both games. And why, yes, when people say, yeah, Hearts of Iron 3 or Hearts of Iron 3 is better, yeah, well, especially with all these mods, yeah. But we want Opner's motorized core as a. This looks like a pretty sexy motorized core as well. For our Panzer and other motorized forces. These very well may be used someday, but they're going to be used much later into the game. Well, let's continue this. We'll do more organizing some other time. Like I say, we will be probably likely in sometime 39 do one or more organizing specials when we really redo it. So I think there's going to be one more. Retirement of Paul Ludwig von Kleist. Okay. Okay. Kleist. No need. Remove brigade. I guess we're supposed to retire him now and maybe presumably call him back for another sexy command unit. Okay, the Vittorio Veneto is launched in Italy. Send the SMS Schleswig-Holstein to the West Indies. Should the Navy send the ship to the West Indies on a training goodwill mission commanded by Captain whatever, an officer cadet training ship, she had a complement of 850 men, including 150 cadets. So this was an actual thing that was done, and those are the countries I believe they basically went to. Slight benefit and some improvement to crew training. Yes, no smoking. The National Socialists banned smoking in many public spaces, including offices and public waiting rooms. They're the first ones that went with sort of enforced national health care. Beware what you're asking for. Okay, Dr. Lutz Heck. He was the guy who was trying to do what people like Himmler were trying to do with people, trying to restore lost species by breeding programs to try to breed back lost genetic species. That won't happen, won't work, can't be done, not by trying to try to breed into pure early bred animal type thing. Now you might genetically be able to manipulate the genes to get them to happen, but you're not going to do it by breeding. But heck was, and there's still some heck cattle and some other heck animals that sort of kind of like resemble. So they were trying to get the aurochs back, which is the really big, huge bulls that you can see the Minoans that were did the bull leaping that died out. Well, I think during the Roman Empire, maybe before, in Europe, well, everywhere. But really massive animals, and he was trying to breed them back. Well, he got some cattle that looked like somewhat the old aurochs, but They're not Aurochs. They look it, but they're not it, or sort of. They're still around. Okay, so yes, we'll take Army Corps, installation security, barbed wire, nice, whatever that means. Bases in the former Österreich, yes. And we want to come here immediately and go to the top. Make sure that that's going to be the first thing. Yep, they're all going to pop in one day there. Okay, we have lots of supplies, but just because of trading, we're going to make sure that we're producing more than we need. Okay, bunch of air bases. Came in amphibious warfare equipment. Okay, allows research of marine HQs. Do we want to do that? No, it's under command. Yeah, because it reduces the time between attacks. Okay, radios advanced. Very good. Yeah, we'll do airplane radio communications. And divisional command structures have advanced, and I think that is here. Okay, so we're now grayed out on that. Okay, got all of the 38 and earlier technologies being researched. Again, you want to get down the delay between attacks massively, and these technologies do that. Okay, LZ-130 Graf Zeppelin 2 is launched. We now again have a modern Zeppelin. They still had the Graf Zeppelin 1 in service, and of course the LZ-129 Hindenburg went poof. The Graf Zeppelin was designed to have helium. The US would not sell them helium, so it ended up with hydrogen. Hydrogen is a better lifting gas than helium, but a much more dangerous lifting gas. So they built it for the weight use, and then they got something that was, well, for lifting purposes, was better than what it was designed to be, but still it has the tendency to go poof. And of course, they started to build the Graf Zeppelin 2 prior to the Hindenburg going poof, and after it went poof, they knew that the only way they could possibly do, I think they did, yeah, they started it before that, that's right, do a commercial Zeppelin industry was to have helium, but since they couldn't get it, so that aircraft, it isn't lighter than air aircraft, will not be used as a commercial transportation of passengers. Okay, party day, the 10th Party Congress. We'll get to see, here we go, as part of why we've been keeping this down. We're at 590. We're going to get 6 more ICs. Don't worry about the lose. Okay, Goering orders all Jews to get out of Austria. We've talked a little bit about that. Yes, gain some dissent. Relations with the US goes down. Okay, units of the Third Reich, Bolshevik division. Yes, we want the historic. Now, some of the people have been asking me about this, and it's been a long time since I played this, and you can go back and watch the other series. From some of units of the Third Reich, for some of the choices I think you get with Revolver Cell GGA, you have the option to just, if you click you get the HQs. This will give historic divisions. So I don't know from one mod to the next which stuff is put into the production queue. Yeah. Okay, so we've got high popularity, which gives us more leadership. So ask about specific units. Well, do I need to build? Well, if you just have HQs and you not have anything in them, yes, and you want to use them. I do believe it's units of the Third Reich later in the game. They're just throwing down just combination of work to research it and other elements that they just threw down, big stacks of cool HQ units to give, well, sort of like this effect, have a cool picture for that, or like this. But you do realize you have this ability. If you zoom out, and you can adjust in some of the settings how it does it. Zoom out, you can see what, hey, yeah, these are HQs, these are infantry units, just like normal. If you're not remembering, and trust me, I don't remember what all of these are, these different units, but they're just sort of cool. And so you can pop out and see which is infantry and which is armor and whatnot. Okay, carrier bulkhead layout advance. Right, we're doing just sort of minimum, sort of some research, just well, let's do armor thickness. Let's save this. And I think we will end the episode here. I hope you've all had fun, and please post your comments below and tell a friend about the series. Thank you so much. See you next time for more Hearts of